Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And tonight I would like to go over what the full moon in March means, at least the first full moon of the month. There might be a second one, I haven't looked. Nope, just the one this month. So we'll go over what that means and where it's positioned in response to Lent or the spring equinox. So there's some variances that go along with that. And then afterwards, I will go over and do a simple oracle card reading for each of the elemental energies. So it's earth, air, fire, and water, and I will go through the zodiac signs that fall under each of those energies just before I draw the cards. So, first and foremost, the March full moon is classified as the worm full moon, or, let's see, I had a couple other names poked around here, because there's a couple of different names you can call it depending on where you're at in the world. So, you can call it the crow moon, because that's when the cawing of crows usually would start to come around, saying the winter is over, which that's a good sign, because I don't know where you're from, but where I'm at, I'm good. Winter can let go and go away for a minute. It's we just had another foot of snow last weekend. I'm good. Like, take the snow. I don't want any more. It's also known as the full crust moon, because this is around the time, thanks to the sun, you get that really thick crust of ice on top of the snow from the thawing and the freezing. And so they would call it the crust moon as well. So, as I mentioned before, where the full moon in March is in relation to the equinox has a pretty big name or meaning. Depending on if it's before the equinox, then it would be called the Lenten moon. So it's a Lent moon. It's a period of releasing and letting things go moon. If it's after that, they would call it the Paschal full moon. So it's a passion based, and this is where you're receiving gifts. It's the Passion of the Christ type thing. There was a gift that was offered, and it was offered for you with complete disregard for their own comfort. So these are in a lot of the Catholic-based religions. They are very important full moons if you work within the full moon system and the Catholic system, because there's crossover, oddly enough. There's a lot of it. Tell you a secret, the pagans were doing it first, but just saying. Anyway, so tonight is the night of the Tuesday the 7th of March. It is the night of the full moon, and full moon energy, let me get down here just real quick. I had all this set up, and then I closed one window, and that's all it ever takes, and it upsets everything. So the full moon energy is the time when your intentions and your the goals that you set on the new moon, this is when they start to manifest. If you're looking at it like a vision board, the stuff that you set up in the first part of January, you know, your New Year's resolutions, or in October with the December with the rebirth of the sun god in the pagan traditions, these are times when the full moons are times when it's showing you the next step. See, this is the next level that you've accomplished. So this is really strong manifestation energy that we're working with here. The other thing with full moon energy that is really interesting is the fact that this is a time to reflect. Personal illumination, personal reflection. You can see how far you've grown. This is a time when, and I'm going to use the pagan terms here, the goddess comes to you and says, as a gentle mother, okay, you've done these things, you've done good, but here's an area where you could work on it. And it's not usually rough. Sometimes she gets a little bit more rough if we're being hard-headed, but just as the saying goes, it's what we put out, it's what we get. The The full moon, though, because it is feminine, because it works with the water energy, you're dealing with a lot of emotions. This particular time is you're shifting from the dark winter, kind of the depressive emotions, but you're moving into those happy, more, let's call it randy energy coming in with March. So there's a lot more fertility energy starting to come forward. So this can be a little bit of a spike in your energy, just be aware. And this also shows the cyclical pattern of a completion. We're completing a quarter, we're completing the season of winter. Winter is pretty much done in March, according to astrological, metaphysical, pagan, heathen, whatever you want to call it. March is the time when you can tell winter to get wrecked, we're done, go away. Doesn't mean that winter won't fight for his domain, but really it's time to go. And so you've got this energy of letting go that's coming on. The worm aspect of March means that this is when the worms will start to peak up, not where I'm at right now because I've got 4 feet of snow on the ground, but in some places the worms will start to become more active and you'll start to see their little heads poking up whenever the sun hits the grass. You know, if it's dead, you're going to start noticing their movements more. And you're going to notice the crows and the birds are starting to return. There's just a life starting to return during this energy. So, with that, I want you to think about what it is that you are looking forward to the return of, and what are you letting go with the winter season? What are you allowing to flow into the past, to be left there, to be buried with winter? To be healed and cleansed so that it can be reborn, because energy never goes anywhere. It's either in motion, out of motion, or etc. But your energy doesn't disappear. But you're releasing it to be healed and cleansed, and as you're doing that, you're allowing it to leave your energy field. So what is it that you're letting go of from this winter? Is it a habit? Is it a thought pattern? Is it something along those lines? Or is it something more simple of, I just want to let go of the sadness. I want to let go of the seasonal depression. You want to start going outside more. These are those shifting energy periods. And right now we're in the middle of one. It starts tonight, really, and it will continue on this shifting out of the winter and shifting into the summer or into the spring until the equinox on the 21st. So just be aware that during these times, your emotions, so just as a heads up, the next couple of weeks could be interesting for you, especially if you are more attuned to the water energy. You're going to notice there's a little bit more of an emotional state, just as, like I said, heads up. And your intuition during these shifting periods gets heightened. It's the fight or flight, but for you, especially if you started to work with this, it's going to be a little bit more blunt or a little bit more varied than that. It's not going to be fight, flight, we're done. It's going to be, this is what's going on. How do you want to respond to this? These are some guidances that you'll get from your guides, from your guardians, from the Lord or Lady, depending on how you choose to worship there. But this is the energy you're working with. Other things you can do during this night is wear moonstone. While you have moonstone next to your bed while you sleep, it will help you tune into the full moon cycle. It will also help illuminate your divine feminine, because I don't care what you were born with, we all carry divine masculine and divine feminine energy, and the full moon is the goddess in her glory. So this is a really awakening and healing of the divine feminine within you, and it happens frequently. Because being an emotional energy, it needs a lot more consoling and a lot more support. But that's not a bad thing. That means you know you're not a brick. You have emotions. It's good. Whereas the solar energy, it's a longer term. It's because the masculine tends to want to hold down, suppress, or wall up their emotions, so it takes a little bit longer to get through them. With the ever-flowing lunar water, it tends to be ups and downs on a pretty consistent basis. So just something to think about on nights of the full moon. And tonight being a night of transitioning seasons, working through transitioning energy, you have a lot of this type of energy coming forward. So, and this is something I haven't done before, so we'll see how you guys like this part. Let's just take a couple of seconds here and do some belly breathing, and before I go into the reading, because I'm feeling called that we need to kind of calm and center ourselves a little bit and allow that energy from the moon to really come in and talk to us individually. So whether or not the words that I'm saying when I do the reading afterwards resonate, follow the words that are coming through to you, because you might hear something different in your mind than what I'm actually speaking. So let's take a couple of deep breaths. Close your eyes and just get settled in and relax. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, back, and allow them to drop as you exhale. Take a deep breath in, feeling that beautiful silver energy from the moon come casting down from the heavens across your scalp, across your head, all the way down through your body, feeling that tingling energy as you exhale. Take another nice deep breath in. As you inhale, draw that beautiful silver energy down from the moon. And as you exhale, feel it flow through you and down through your feet, anchoring you into the planet Earth, into Gaia. Let's do one more deep breath in, breathing down that beautiful silver energy, that waterfall of lunar energy and power, and allow it to flow as you exhale down through your body, down through your feet, into the heart of Gaia, creating that energetic flow and release down from the moon, healing and allowing you to release any emotions that are stuck, trapped, or ready to let go. And as you're breathing this silver energy, allow yourself to feel any emotions and be gentle and be honest with yourself. As we delve into the elemental energies with the oracle cards of gratitude. And since we are starting with the watery energy of the moon, we'll start with the water energy in general. And the water, silver water, covers Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Feeling this energy from the moon washing through you, embracing you and cleansing you. And the messages from the cards. We have imagination for the water energy. This card is saying this is a time where your imagination is very strong. This is a time for you, water signs, to manifest the things you've been dreaming of, the things that you've put the most effort and energy and thought into creating. Your creative energy, whether it's building the next Picasso or building something simpler, this is where your energy is, and this is where your manifestation is. It is the passion of your heart, and it's the drive of your imagination. And that is the blessing and the gift from the goddess of the moon. The other message that comes forward is believe. So, water signs, has there been some doubt in your recent history where you have questioned things with yourself? Is there an energy of, oh, I'm not good enough? The message coming through from the moon herself is saying you are good enough, water signs. You are strong enough to withstand, and you have the ability and the blessing of the water and the moon to support. Believe in your heart that you can create and grow, and she's saying bring that into full manifestation, tying that with the energy of imagination, and you have an unbeatable force to bring your dreams home this full moon. So let's move on to the energy of fire. Let's tamper those emotions of fate with some fires of will, and we'll work with what the moon has to say for fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So let's keep breathing that silvery energy, fire signs, and fire elemental energy as we bring forth the first message, decision, tying into the energy of fire, your compulsion for quick action, but also for strong will. Decisions have been made, and it's time that you earn or your reward or pay the consequences of those decisions. This is a time for really looking at the things that you have stated, the things that you have claimed, the things that you have put into play, and is making sure that this is what that you've been wanting to create, what it is that you've been building. This is that a decision gate energy for you. But your other message is adventure. So those decisions that you've been working on have triggered a little bit of an adventurous spirit. That spirit of growth, that spirit of, ooh, what's around the next corner? So you have a lot of decisions that you've been making, but it's leading you to a lot of adventures. New horizons are coming up for you. So during this full moon, making those decisions, but being okay with that excitement, the possible chaos of the adventure that comes along with possibly making a wrong decision in the moment, but down the road that wrong decision turned out oh so right for you, fire signs. So let's move the next element over to Earth. Still breathing that silvery energy. Earth, allow this energy to flow in you and through you. And we're bringing in Earth energy of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Those stable, strong Earth energies. And your first message from the moon, Earth signs, and Earth energy is simply that, energy. This is a time for you to step forward, to really explore how much energy you have. This could be through an energy healing practice, or it could be going out there and starting to get more into outdoor exercise. If you've been trapped in a gym, they're saying get back outdoors, really work with that energy of being outside. Maybe even taking a fairly chilly but moonlit walk would be a good idea tonight as well. And let's see, your second message is support. So Earth, you're usually the supporting character. You want to be there to help. You want to be there to anchor and ground. And this card is saying, good job for that. Thank you for being that supporting, grounding energy. But also be aware that sometimes you need the support and you need the help being grounded. And that's okay. But you've got some amazing energy coming forward because you're working with the energy of life, the energy of getting out there and going, and you're there to offer that energy in support, but also receive that energy as support as well. And the moon is saying, really allow this energy to flow with you, flow through you, and just feel that energy of life, that energy of love, that energy of the moon as she pours her blessings down upon you, Earth signs. So let's look at the energy of air. And the energy of air, breathing in that silvery lunar energy, working within the logical and focused mind, bringing some order to the chaos of sometimes the more spacey parts of air, but allowing yourself to be free to enjoy that frivolity, but also enjoying that focus. And the air covers the zodiac signs of Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Aquarius, the water bearer. Your first message from the moon air energy is stability. The moon offers you stability, bringing balance to your constantly overthinking, sometimes too analytical mind, the energy of the moon is saying, bring in some emotions, air, bring in some feelings, take the sharp edge off of the word that you may have spoken in truth, but didn't need to be quite so rough. And so you're working with this energy of stability, but it's also the energy of balance. And the moon is saying, bringing in that silvery healing energy of balance from the moon allows you to be more stable in your everyday life. It helps bring the chaos to the overthinking that can occur at times and the overall chaos in the world in general. By bringing a little bit of stability to your corner of the world, you actually help bring order to the universe. And your second message, air, is the unexpected. So be open as you're bringing stability to yourself and into your little corner of the world, that the rippling effect is going to cause some unexpected changes, some unexpected blessings, and some unexpected potholes. But working with the energy of the unexpected allows you to really work with that lunar energy of more emotional, more spontaneous, more fun-loving, and sometimes a little mischievous. So you've got a really powerful energy of bringing in stability and balance, but countering it with just a little bit of chaos, just a little bit of fun, a little bit of mystery, cloaking that so that you can still be the strong, focused, working intellectual that you want to be, but it allows you to have a little bit of fun with the mysterious as well. So, take another deep breath in, everybody together, breathing in more of that healing silver light from the moon. And exhale, releasing any stress or tension. Anything that came forward that wanted to be let go, let it blow out to the ether. Allow the moon's energy to heal it, to soothe any rough energy. Allow the moon to wash away any tears and any frustrations. Feeling peace and calm as you go into your night. Blessings from the moon. The full moon in March, the worm moon, as spring is coming and winter is ending. Deep breath in again, exhaling and releasing.